All right, so in this video, we're going to talk about how to kick off a brand new Facebook ad campaign when you're just getting started. What do you need to focus on in the first 7 to 14 days? And the reason why this is so important is because Facebook has made it so easy, again, for anyone to just jump in, set up some ads. A lot of people want to be getting into this industry, or they want to run ads for other people. They want to run ads for themselves. And so they jump on the ad platform, they watch a couple of YouTube videos on how to set stuff up, and they just run from there. And I think that's a recipe for failure. And you can go find plenty of other videos that will show you what buttons to push on the platform. What I want to show you is how to actually prep, do research and strategy so that you can come up with a winning ad campaign that is going to give you long-term success. And I really think this is what separates experienced advertisers and just the ability to run successful long-term campaigns versus people who are just getting started and will run ads, spend a couple $1,000 and then get frustrated that things aren't working and kind of throw up their hands and run away. So everything I'm going to show you, the goal of this is really to help make sure that what we're doing is we're creating impactful campaigns with impactful messaging that has congruency with the brands that we're working with and everything that we're doing, and that we also have clarity and transferability in what we're doing. So we are an ad agency. We want anyone that we work with to be able to quickly come in and see what's going on. And if you are a business owner, this will be extremely valuable because you want that same thing. So if you're a solo person now or you have a small team, you're not going to be that way forever, right? As you grow, you'll be adding people to your team. And what this can help you do is have a way to quickly hand off the information that someone needs. If they're a new copywriter, a new advertiser, a new marketer, anybody working on your team, helping you promote your offers, to get quickly caught up with what you guys are working on, where you've been, and what you need to do next. So everything like that is in this video right here, because basically what's going on is right now we are onboarding a new client, and I just want to share with you guys how we approach this process, right? So we are actively onboarding a new client right now at the agency, and this is what we spent our time focusing on over the first week, 2 weeks of the client, so that we can really make sure we get great results for them.
I gotta do it, man.
Really quick, if you don't know me already, my name is Bryce. I am the founder of MajorImpactMedia.com, and we are an ad agency that helps 7-figure online businesses generate more customers using paid advertising for their online offers. And so everything that I teach on this channel is what we do at the agency all day, every day. This is what I spend my time on. And I just want to show you how we do things so that you can either, hopefully get better results with what you're doing. And if you want to learn how to work with us, we can do that too. So that's what I got. So with that being said, let's dive into the video. So again, like I said, the thing that inspired this video is we are onboarding a new customer right now, and we need to do a lot of things in order to get them set up for success in the long run. And because my agency specializes in media buying, it's super important for us to have a very deep understanding of our customers, their business, their goals, their avatar, their offer, their funnel structure, everything. Anyone who is a media buyer for us, I expect that they will have all of this stuff completely nailed down with any account that they are on, or else they will not be working with us for very long. And if you are running ads for somebody else, this is super important for you to understand. You cannot run ads for somebody if you don't really understand how their funnel is set up, what their goals are, what their offer is, and all of that good stuff. And so the thing that I find is the most important thing when we're just getting started, it's diving into research and staying organized while we do it. And so again, there's a lot of moving pieces when we have ad campaigns. We've got ads, audiences, metrics that are coming in each day. We've got different people touching the campaign, whether that's copywriters or designers or script writers or anything like that. And so we need to make sure that we have all of this stuff really organized. We need to have it really defined. We need to have a really good understanding of our avatar so that we're speaking to them with the right language, so that we're creating impactful messaging. And so pretty much what we do, again, going into this kind of very beginning part, is we look at a few things. So we look at their offer, their avatar, their funnel, the financials, the ad account itself, and how the tracking and measurement is set up. These are the things that I find is most important for us when we are just getting started, because we need to have, again, a deep understanding of all of this in order to be successful. So what I'm gonna do is take it over to my computer right here, which is on this side. So I'm gonna look this way. But so this is where we are getting started. So we centralize all of this in kind of 3 places. So we have our project management platform that we use. We use ClickUp. We used to use Asana, now we use ClickUp. So yeah, so everything is in here. And what you can kind of see in our strategy is like where we get started and what we need to do in order to get the strategy done for this client, for any new client. And And the way this all gets kicked off is like any new client that we start with, we send them over this questionnaire. This is asking them all the things that we need to know about their business. So getting access to everything, questions about their business, how we measure success, who their ideal customer is, their brand, their offer, their follow-up, their email marketing, their content marketing, their social media, all of this, because this is going to help us really understand their avatar, what they're doing, their messaging, and also their strategy that they're using for the rest of their business so that we can make sure that our media buying is helping them holistically with everything that they're doing. And we're also leveraging the assets that they already have into their current strategy. The next really important document that we will put a lot of this information in is with our strategy and offer deck. So we used to do this in a Google Doc, and we have moved it to a slide deck because we have just found that people will actually use this more. People will go through and look at it. So what we want to do, again, is make it super easy so that anyone who starts to work on this project can very quickly see what's going on. And so here we've got like their value proposition, their avatar, what is the actual links and everything that they need for the funnel, what is the strategy for cold, warm, and hot traffic, what are the different ads and different things that we want to promote, understanding the stages of awareness, brand personality, voice, all of that stuff, and then any resources that they need. All of this gets put here, and this is a really easy way for anybody who comes to work on this. So whether it's a new media buyer, whether it's a copywriter, they can just walk in, we can hand them this, and they have pretty much everything they need to get started. And then we've got our like main project tracking spreadsheet. So we just keep everything in one big spreadsheet. This is our internal spreadsheet. We don't give this to client. Clients have a different spreadsheet that measures the important things they need to see. But here we can keep track of, KPIs, budgets, stats. We've got ad copy. We've got visuals, audiences, anything that we need to see, testing schedule, testing ideas. All of the stuff that we might need to track for a campaign, all of these moving pieces are tracked in one place. And so we can measure that and measure the performance. And again, this gives us the ability to hand this off to whoever's working on it. And we can all measure, hey, what's the ad copy that's worked best? What are the visuals, the creatives? What are the ads that are getting the most results? How are the stats doing? We can break this down on different levels so we can see what's working. All of that gets kept here. And so these are kind of the two main important documents that live the longest, that we're always constantly updating and working on as we're working with clients. And that's what we want to do, is start to get these things organized, filled out, because again, this helps us with congruency, making sure that everything we're doing is congruent across all channels, all marketing, everything there. We have clarity, so we all know what we're working on. We can all very quickly and easily see what's going on. And then we also have transferability. So again, anyone coming into the campaign can quickly see what's going on. I think this is super important. Again, if you are running ads for yourself, or if you are someone working for somebody else, you want to be able to have that transferability, because you, again, are probably not going to be the only person working on this for the entire lifetime of this offer, of this product, of this business, whatever. So you want to have all of that. So the next thing that we do after I've kind of organized all of this stuff, put everything that we have together, go through this client avatar doc, I kind of break this up into a few sessions. And so I won't do this all at once. I will do this a couple of times throughout a week or two, depending on how big the client is and everything that we're working on. But going through here and looking at like, okay, what is the ideal customer, the brand, learning everything we can from them, pulling ideas, going through their landing pages, their sales pages. This client in particular, they're running an evergreen webinar for an online course. So we're watching their webinar, we're reading their sales page, we're checking out their offer, we're going through all of their content, their emails, everything that we can find to look for messaging, look for ideas, unique hooks that we use in our ads, trying to really understand the problems that people are having and how we can help solve them, and what kind of messaging we can use for ads. We will go look at a lot of competitors. So we'll look at all their competitors, go look at what ads they're running. I have another video I'll link to up here somewhere about how to create a swipe file so you can see what your competitors are doing. And we create a swipe file. So again, we can get inspiration on, we want to know what are the things that our avatar is already seeing in the marketplace. We want to know what's the messaging that they're seeing, what visuals seem to be working in this marketplace that's kind of common. And we'll create a swipe file of everything that we're seeing so we can kind of inspire our graphic designers and our copywriters. And then we'll just keep going through and doing a bunch of research. Another thing that I find really valuable when we're doing research about the avatar is jumping into groups. So we're really looking at this from like the approach of a copywriter, right? So what are our avatars saying? What's their language? What are their desires? What are their big hopes and dreams? We've got this doc that will kind of go through and just brainstorm some stuff out. So again, what's their outcome? What are the problems that they're having? What are their frustrations? What are their objections to buying a product like this? Jumping on like Amazon forums, Facebook groups, all of that stuff, and trying to get the language that they're using. So like, what's the common terminology in this marketplace? All of this, if you've never actually worked in this marketplace, marketplace, you're not super familiar with it, you really want to get this. And again, I think this is so important for everybody on the team to understand, because if you're just even if you're the media buyer, you're not writing copy, right? You want to be able to analyze, hey, what copy's working well? If we're doing research and benchmarking other competitors and seeing what they're doing, we need to be able to understand what's going on. You have to be able to communicate what this offer is about, what this product is, how it helps people, who are the people that need it. Otherwise, you're going to struggle to find targeting ideas and all of that stuff. So this is all super important, I find, for anybody running ads and anyone who's touching this project and actually in the marketing of it. Again, we're looking at testimonials, going through their testimonials, watching videos, reading them, figuring out what kind of results clients have gotten, what were the problems they were trying to solve before they found them, Facebook groups, Amazon reviews, comments, questions, all of that stuff. And that is really like how we go through and kind of build out this strategy and offer doc and understand the avatar, the language, the terminology we want to use, all of that kind of stuff. And then we keep moving through this checklist that we've got here. So we've done like messaging and tone for our copywriters. And then we jump into like the actual ad account itself and looking at historical performance. So if we've got any data that we can look at for the account that, assuming it's been active, it's ran some money, we can take a look at like what ads were working, what audience is working, what was actually generating results, what were the average CPM, so we can kind of assume what the cost in this marketplace could be. And if we have other ad platforms active, we can look at those as well. So, if they're doing YouTube ads, what YouTube ads are converting, so we can learn from that, use that with our Facebook strategy, Google search, anything like that. We can always learn from all this. So then we're really kind of digging into the current ad account and looking at historical performance and kind of coming up with a strategy and figuring out how we want to approach this, rolling out new campaigns or scaling up current campaigns in the most impactful way possible. The other thing that we're looking at while we're doing this review, and usually this is more of a technical review, but this is super important, I find, especially with anytime you're getting into a new ad account or launching new campaigns, is doing an audit of the measurement and tracking. So we find that most people don't have really good tracking. We also find that most pixel tracking is pretty inaccurate. And so we need to have an understanding of like, okay, well, what are the events, the custom conversions, anything that these people have set up inside of their ad campaigns, and how that pixel is set up so that we know, okay, what should we be optimizing for? Can we trust the data that's inside of this ad campaign?
Trust me.
Should we be optimizing for leads versus complete registrations? Because depending on how somebody set up, things might be different there. Did they set things up with standard events or based on like custom conversions with URLs? All of this stuff is super important for us to know. We're not making any changes. We're just making notes, right? We just need to know, hey, did this campaign maybe do well because it was just poorly receiving data from the pixel, anything like that. We want to benchmark that data against their actual data. So looking at their CRM, seeing if leads are actually lining up with leads in the Facebook Ads Manager, seeing if sales are actually lining up with sales in their shopping cart. All of that stuff is super important to know. Can we trust the data that's in here? Do we need to change anything? Do we need to edit anything? Also, we pretty much have all of our clients rely on some kind of third-party platform to do tracking these days. So we've got Google Analytics set up, and then we've also got Wicked Reports or Hyros or something else so that we can look for ad attribution and we can really try to make sure that we are getting the results, because we find that Facebook is more and more inaccurate with the pixel. So we're always trying to figure out, what is this data and how can we best, from a technical perspective, improve the campaigns that we're working on. So again, that takes a while. That's not done in one setting. That's broken out, really kind of like spending some time, putting our copywriter hat on, looking at language messaging, coming up with ad ideas, doing some brainstorming there together, then putting our technical hat on, going through the ad account, looking at analysis, looking at what's been done in the past, really creating a plan for what we should do next. And then we really go in and like actually create out the strategy. And so this is where we create like KPIs, figuring out what are the metrics we need to hit their goals. So whether that's a certain volume or a certain return on ad spend, figuring out, okay, what are the metrics that we need to hit, at cost per sale, cost per lead, what kind of, click-through ratio we're looking for based on the number of impressions we're going to be getting. All of that, we keep that in our strategy doc here, our main document, so we can see KPIs. We can also see budget breakdowns, so we know, okay, how are we going to break down this budget? What are we going to be spending money on? Cold traffic, warm traffic, hot traffic, how do we want to break this up? All of that is measured out here. Creating the actual strategy for, okay, what do we want to do for cold traffic, top of the funnel, warm traffic, middle of the funnel, hot traffic, bottom of the funnel? How do we want to break this up? And then also creating a testing strategy. So what do we want to be testing in the first 30 days? How do we want to roll that out? Depending on where a client is in their campaigns, whether they're just getting started or they have some historical results, we might decide that we want to test things in a different order, right? Maybe if we've already got winning ads, we go straight to audiences. If we don't have any winning ads, we want to first find winning creatives before we go us rolling out a bunch of different audiences. And so creating that testing schedule for the first 30 days and then mapping out like what a good 30, 60, 90-day plan is. So where do we want to be in 30 days? Where do we want to be in 60 days? Where do we want to be in 90 days after launching this campaign, so that we have all that written out? And that's all of the work that we do just to get started. We haven't made any changes. We haven't touched the ad platform. We haven't even written any ads. Really what we're doing here is digesting everything we can about the client. Again, getting it organized so that there's that congruency, that clarity, and that transferability with everybody that we're working with. And then also getting all of this into our heads so we can start brainstorming. What are some great ideas? How can we create really impactful marketing? And then what are the technical things that need to be done in order to make sure that once we're ready to hit the ground, we're ready to hit the ground running. So I hope you found this helpful. I hope you found this insightful. I hope what I showed you is that you should not just jump on the ad platform and set up some ads, because there's a lot of work that needs to be done in order to have successful ad campaigns. This is what we do. This is our process. We're always updating it, always trying to make it better. But this has served us really well in the clients that we've worked with over time. And so I wanted to share this with you. Again, I hope you found this valuable. If you did, my name is Bryce and I run majorimpactmedia.com. So we've got done for you services. We've got done with you services. We've got training. We've got a bunch of free content on our website at majorimpactmedia.com. So you can definitely check any of that out. Would love to connect, help you out as the best way we can. And then if you have a 7-figure business and you want to grow it with paid ads, we can absolutely use this process for you. So again, I hope you found this helpful. Hit the thumbs up if you do. Leave me any comments if you have any questions. And I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you in the next video.